Shalom Yesharallah. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruchah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to those Akim that's preached the word in all truth and sincerity, along to Israelite foreigner brothers that are like the heathens. But the line and false side goes back to the nation of Israel, which nation of Israel are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the prophecies and curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter and throughout the Bible. This is a brother you call a mob back to the video, and today's video will be entitled The Sower and the Seed Parable. I'm just going to go on some precepts and Lord willing, you brothers and you sisters out there be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is one of our Lord Yahweh Shai's famous parables that he spoke. And basically, in a nutshell, this parable explains the different lots of Israelite men in the faith, Yahweh Shai said it best. And I'm just going to read the parable, and because Yahweh Shai is going to break it down himself, so I'm just going to start off at verse 1 in Matthew 13. It says, the same day went Yahweh Shai out of the house and sat by the seaside, and great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, and because they had no deepness of earth, when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But other fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who have ears to hear, let them hear, meaning, spiritual ears to understand, and when you jump down to verse, because like I was saying earlier, Yahweh Shai broke down the parable himself, and when you jump down to verse 18, it says, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catch away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside, and that's right. Now this applies to an Israelite. You may be at camp and you're edifying an Israelite, telling them who he is, he's an Israelite, and that, the kingdom of heaven is for you, and the Bible speaks about our people. The Bible is about our people, and they may not understand. These are individuals that understand, because when it says they come with the wicked one to catch away that which is sown in his heart, that could be in the form of a distraction. His woman, he may be with his woman and you edifying him, and then, she want to leave, she don't want to stay and hear the word, but she wants to leave or something like that, and then it distracts him from getting the word of the Most High, or he can just it could be any form of distraction. His kids can be there, which is all distractions for him not to receive the word because he doesn't understand it, So that's, as I said, this is he which received seed by the wayside, so this truth being taught to him, preached to him, and then Satan can come in the form of distraction, whether it be by his woman, his children, or he gotta, hurry up and get up out of there for any other reason. But that's all a distraction for him not to receive the word, because he don't understand. You see, it says, Verse 20 says, but he that received the seed into the stony places, the same is he that heareth the word and none, which is immediately with joy receiveth it. Yeah, this applies to Israelite. You telling him the history that, King David is our righteous forefather, King Solomon, Samson, the kingdom of heaven is for us, spiritual power, the chariots are the so-called your foes, the angels are our brothers, so this applies to an Israelite. Once he hear all those things, he's rejoicing because he's hearing all these good things about the scriptures. It says, yet, verse 21, yet have he not root in himself. So this same individual, he doesn't really understand what he's involved in. He's not well rooted in the truth. Yeah, he might know he an Israelite, and stuff, but he's really not, he's not well rooted in the faith. It says, but endure for a while, so he can endure in the truth for a while. It could be years, few years. It could be 10 years. It could be 15. It says, for with tribulation or persecution arising because of the word, by and by, which is immediately, he is offended. Right. So once you start catching hell in his faith, and you start to lose jobs, your relationships with people, your family in the world, or your friends in the world, it starts to become sour because of this truth. Then that Israelite man is offended. He leaves the faith. Esau got us on the news media, and that causes him to panic, and he forsake the truth because of that. So this applies, verse 1 applies to Israelites that's not that know that they're Israelites, but they're not well rooted in the truth. They don't know what they're involved in, as the apostles always say. It says, verse 22, it says, he also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and in the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful. Right. So this applies to an Israelite that, he know he's an Israelite, but through the cares of this world, he's trying to get that. He's still trying to make it in the society, while, being an Israelite, he still probably want to go to the NBA or make it to the entertainment business. He still loved his world. It says in the deceitfulness of riches, he want to, get the bag, chase the bag and stuff, because he still want to live a certain lifestyle while knowing he's an Israelite, being worldly and stuff, and it says, and he become unfruitful, meaning, he's not productive. He won't be productive in the faith, because his mindset is not, because Yahweh Shai said you can't serve two masters. You're either going to serve one and hate the other. So there's no in between in this truth. Either you're in or you're not. So you can't be on the fence being in his faith. So yeah. So it's a lot of Israelites that say not that have that lot. They know that they're Israelites, but they still want to make it in the society. They really don't believe that this place gonna be destroyed. It says, verse 23, but he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it. And this is talking about the elect of the nation of Israel, but because the elect will understand what they're involved in. They will understand this faith, this truth, whole entirely, 100%. It said, it also which also bear fruit. Fruit can be your actions, your deeds in the truth. It says, and bringing forth some 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. So, different levels in the faith. Some brothers works. Some brothers are 100-fold, some 60, some 30. But nonetheless, the elect that's in the faith, they will have, this shows that they will have works in the Lord, in regards of teaching this gospel, you know. So we want the Lord willing, uh, we want verse 23 to be applied to us, Lord willing. We want to be that good seed that fell on good ground, you know. So yeah, I just want to make a quick lesson on that, the sower and the seed parable, because like I was saying earlier, this parable describes the different lots of Israelite men that will be in the faith, and we want to be in verse. We want the lot of the good seed that fell on good ground, which is verse 23, to be applied to us, Lord willing, to the end. So yeah, so Lord willing, I was edified, and till next time, Shalom.